Stockport County remain perfect at the top of the table over in League One, and they are joined by Huddersfield, Crawley and Charlton. That's right, Nathan Jones' Charlton, but who of course will be there after match number 3. We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, we're taking a look at match number 3. That's right, over in League One. And we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, League One, everything else, all here under one roof. What a start it's been for Stockport County. 2 wins for 2, scoring goals for fun. But can they make it 3 wins on the bounce? That's, of course, the question we're all going to ask in a second. Of course, big shout out once again to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash the old subscribe. Huddersfield Town under Duskies, also looking pretty sexy right now. But can Crawley keep a hold of their coach, Scott Lindsay, linked with Preston North End as of recording? We'll get into all of that in a second. But before all that, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel. And what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him. But you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right then, folks, let's take a little look back at how we all got on over in League One predictions last time around. So these are the results on the screen right about now. Not great for me, but we'll get into it. Starting with a victory for Charlton. Of course, I went with a 2-0 win. It's just a 1-0 win, but a win is a win. Shrewsbury got a bit of a battering by Peterborough, 4-1 win in the end. I went with a 2-1 win. Ain't too shabby. Northampton Town with a 2-1 win over Exeter. I backed the draw. Huddersfield, 2-1 winners over Stevenage. I also give them the 2-0 win as well. Barnsley picking up a cheeky 2-1 away win against Lincoln. I backed the draw there. Meanwhile, Rotherham, really got going so far under Steve Evans. 0-0 draw there. 2-1 win in my eyes. Reading made it a big win for them. 2-0 winners over Wigan. I went with a 1-0 win myself. Mansfield couldn't get over the line. 3-3 draw against Burton on the road for them. 2-1 winners in my eyes. Crawley again, 2 wins on the bout. Scott Lindsay hotly tipped to maybe even vacate the position there, but I don't think so. I think I've just read someone else's new favoured. I went with the draw myself on that one. Stockport with a 3-0 win against Blackpool. Good job there. I went with the home win, unfortunately. Birmingham, 3-2 win over Wycombe. They're starting to click it a gear. I went with a draw. And 0-0 between Bolton and Wrexham in the Deadpool Classic over there. So that's, of course, my picks. But what did it do to the table, the prediction league then? Well, as you can see, I not did great. Paul Nicky with a 10. I don't know how legit that 10 is. And again, I can check. I'm not going to check right now, so I'm going to give you forewarning right here, right now. Cheaters will not prosper. I've got timestamps and stuff like that. I don't know. 10 is a pretty high score, especially in the EFL, because you just don't know with the EFL. So I'm not saying that you cheated. I'm just saying, and I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I didn't look. I thought, let's give it the rub of the green for the first couple of weeks, and then if I start to see a few more falsehoods or dubious scorelines, then I might get my old magnifying glass out. But look at me, 100% shite, 4 points, so not great. But what did that score for Paul Nicky do in the overall table? Well, here you go. Frosty is top of the table with 14 points. He's joined alongside Joe Greenland up there with 13. Andy Speak up there with Jimmy Panastone and Paul Nicky up there with 10. But it is early days. Let's see if you can get those predictions rolling again for matchday number 3. And to do that, we'll show you the link in a minute. But this is the current state of affairs with the table right now. As you see, Stockport County are tip at the top of the table with 6 points, with Huddersfield and Crawley and Charlton going down. Shrewsbury, Blackpool, Wigan and Cambridge. That's right. Reading doing all right, as are the Welshies, Wrexham, and then, of course, the chasing pack. But it is, of course, early days. Again, referring back to the Super League, Prediction League, whatever. It is this. This is the link. Get involved. 100% free. So get in amongst it. Get typing, get your picks in. But of course, it's all about match number 3 right now. And these are the games, of course. And we're looking forward to them. Well, I am, of course. I'm going to start with, where are we heading? Where are we heading? We are going to go to Burton, of course, the Pirelli That's right. That's the first venue of the day. Let's get over there. Garley Oxenfree as Burton take on Stevenage. A familiar match. They have played 20 times since 2003. 7 wins for Burton. We've got 10 wins for Stevenage. And there's been 3 draws between the two sides. Burton coming into on 25% form for them right now under Mark Robinson. Stevenage under Alex Revel. Back-to-back defeats. Of course, that's including the league and, of course, the cup most recently. But these two sides have played each other, like I said, 20 times over the years. Most recently, though, at Stevenage, it was a 2-1 win for Burton. And also when they played at the Pirelli last, back in December 2023, Stevenage picked up a win. There's actually only been 1 home win of the last 5 between these two sides. Can that, of course, be rectified this time around? Well, the bookies are going 70-10 for Burton, 13-8 is your Stevenage, and 9-4 is the bloody draw on here. It's a tough one to start with here. I really don't know. Burton at home's tricky. Stevenage, of course, on the road is also a wild card here. I'm backing Burton at the Pirelli. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for them to get themselves off to a fantastic response this time around. Let's go over to Stockport then, shall we? All the way are we going, guys? Where are we going? Where are we going? I said, let's get over to... Yeah, that'll do. Let's get over to... Why aren't you... What's going on here? Bloody hell. Pilot, get your ass in gear. Where? That's not it. That's the wrong Edgeley Park. This guy's clueless. Let's bloody get it in the thing here. Yeah, bloody pilots all over the shop here. I said... Now we're on our way. We're on our way. We're on our way. We're on our bloody way. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. He's going to be fired. Stockport County, of course, is the venue. Of course, as we look forward to this game up against Bristol Rovers, of course. Stockport County top of the table. Bristol Rovers looking to get some results under the belt as well. David Challoner doing an A-OK job for Stockport right now, despite the hiccup in the cup. Of course, focusing on the league. Bristol Rovers with Matthew Taylor at the helm. They have played 8 times since 2005. 2 wins for Stockport, 5 for Bristol Rovers. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around, over at Stockport, it was a 2-0 win for Bristol Rovers. That was back in August 2009. It's actually been 3 wins on the bounce for Bristol Rovers, with Stockport's 1 and only victory over the last 5 back in December 2008. And that game, I believe, was at this venue, so we'll see if they can get that back again. Of course, busy week this week for Bristol Rovers. They are in the Football League Trophy. Stockport got a week to prepare for this one, and of course the bookies do fancy them to get the win as well. 21-20 for the victory, 13-5 is your away win, 12-5 is the draw. I am going to go with a 2-0 win for Stockport County on this one, and of course hopefully that is right for them. Now, let's see if the pilot is back in the driving seat. We're going to go to Oakwell. That's right. Barnsley are the hosts, of course, taking on Northampton Town. This match, of course, one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. The previous 2 are early door kickoffs. That's right. So it's Barnsley with Darryl Clark in the dugout up against Northampton and John Brady. 5 times they have played since 2003. 3 wins for the visitors. We've got 1 win for Barnsley, and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. Barnsley back-to-back wins now, stretching back from the cup into this past weekend. Northampton on 42% form for them, but they did also pick up a win this past weekend. It's actually both sides in around mid-table. Again, 13th, 14th place. Again, let's not look into that too much because those positions can change dramatically. Now, the last time they played over at Oakwell, it was a 1-1 draw back in April 2024. That was in League One. The bookies are siding with Barnsley for the victory, who do come into this on the back of a 2-1 win over Lincoln. Northampton, the same with a 2-1 win at Exeter City, but of course that was at Sixfield. So tricky away game for Northampton Town on this one. The bookies giving it 20-13 on for Barnsley. 4-1 is your Northampton Town. 29-10 is the draw. I'm going to go with the Barnsley victory here. 3-1 win, convincing them the same, but we'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong this time next week. We're going to go to Cambridge now, I believe. We're going to go to the Clayton Abbey Stadium. That's right, as Cambridge entertain Blackpool. That's correct. Of course, trying to get their season off on track here. Gary Monk's Cambridge up against Critchley's Blackpool. That's right, the Tangerines. Can they make good visitors this time around? They've only played each other 4 times since 2016. 1 win apiece and 2 draws so far. But Cambridge boys, not really good at the moment. Gary Monk's boys, 3 defeats on the spin in all competitions and all venues. Blackpool, back-to-back defeats in the league. Only kind of sandwiched in with a victory in the cup. So not great start for them. But the most recent match between these two sides at this very own venue was a 2-1 win for Cambridge back in December 2023. Like I said, they've exchanged victories last season. It's been quite tight between them. You can't really tough to call. Blackpool so far just scored 1 goal in the league. They did put 4 past Burton in the cup. Cambridge, again, no goals so far in the league. They need to try and rectify that this coming weekend. 11-4 is your Cambridge. We've got 5-2 is the draw. 2019 on is your Blackpool. They are favoured here. I think I'm also, again, sitting on the fence, copping out, taking a dive on this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for me on that one. Now we go down to London. That's right. Where are we going? We're going down to the Valley. That's right. It's Charlton Athletic up against Bolton Wanderers. Wow, what a game this will be. Nathan Jones's Charlton Athletic up against Bolton. Of course, coming at you at the Valley. Nathan Jones's boys are flying high in 4th in the table at the moment. Bolton, a little bit of a stagnant start, so 9th in the table. I think they're unbeaten, but they could do with a couple more wins to get themselves right up there in the thick of things. Played each other 38 times since 1983, just 9 wins for Charlton and 16 wins for Bolton. It's been 13 draws between the two sides. 2 wins out of 2 for Charlton in the league. Meanwhile, Bolton are winning a draw so far, but this will be a tasty one. One of the games of the weekend over in League One. Last time around over at the Valley, it was a 2-0 win for Bolton back in October 2023. I believe that might have been pre Nathan Jones era. This is his first full season at the helm. Bolton are actually unbeaten against Charlton over the last 6. They picked up 5 wins and a draw last time around February over in Bolton. Bolton picked up a 0-0 draw against Wrexham at home. Charlton with a 1-0 win over Leyton Orient to make it back-to-back clean sheets in the league. And just that 1-0 loss, narrow 1-0 loss against Moneybags FC, Birmingham, to dent their campaign so far. So it's just grinding out the results, getting those 1-0 wins, doing the business at the moment. The bookies have 2-1 is your Charlton, 11-8 is your Bolton, 9-4 is the draw here. It's a tight one, but I am backing Charlton, 2-1 win. Bolton might give them a threat, give them a scare. So I'm going to back them none the same. Let's, of course, head over to the coast. Who fancies a bit of beach action? Let's go to Exeter and St James's Park. That's right, that's the venue, as Exeter host Peterborough United. That's right, Exeter with Gary Caldwell at the helm up against Darren Ferguson's Peterborough United. Now, they have played 8 times since 2010. 2 wins for Exeter, 5 wins for Peterborough. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Exeter, 2-1 win. Their biggest over Peterborough, who, of course, picked up a scalp of 3-0 win over Exeter during those last 8 matches. Exeter looking for a response. Back-to-back defeats for them, both in the Cup and in the league. Peterborough, not the greatest start, 2 defeats to open up the season, but they do come into this on the back of a win. Most recently, though, the home side's only won once. Sorry, the away side's only won once between these two sides, and that's when Peterborough beat Exeter in Exeter back in December 2018 in the EFL Trophy knockout stage. However, last time they played at Exeter, at this very venue, St James's Park, it was a 2-1 win for Exeter back in February 2024. The bookies, they go Exeter here, 23-10 for the victory, 11-10 is your away win, 27-10 is the draw. Going to back Peterborough, I think, on this one. 2-0 win, big win for them on the road to get their season back on track. They need to start moving, otherwise they could be well adrift in the end. Let's go up to the north. To Yorkshire as we go. Huddersfield Town. Gosh, get in there. There we go. Huddersfield Town, the venue, aka the John Smith's Kirklees Stadium. They're taking on Shrewsbury Town. What a stadium it'd be. I've been there a couple of times now, the Kirklees Stadium. But anyway, they are taking on Shrewsbury. Of course, Huddersfield up there in the perfect record so far, 6 points out of 6. And a win as well in the Cup. So 3 wins on the bounce for Michael Duff's boys, who, of course, was trying to bounce back, get his stock back up after a dismal spell over at Swansea. Shrewsbury with Paul Hurst. It's looking grim at the moment for them. And these two sides only have played once since 2016, and it was a win for Shrewsbury. That was in the Cup back in August 2016, so there are unfamiliar foes heading into this one. Huddersfield with that great start so far, just 1 goal. Just 1 goal conceded thus far. That was in that 2-1 win over Stevenage. As for the Shrews, they got battered last time around against Peterborough and a narrow loss to Stevenage on opening day. They did squeak through into the Cup second round, taking out Notts County via penalties. The bookies, though, for this one, Huddersfield are 50-21 on red are favourites. 10-3 is the draw. 13-2 is your away win. If I've got a banker on, it's a banker right here. 3-0 win in my eyes for Huddersfield Town over Shrewsbury, who are licking their wounds somewhat. We are now heading down south to Brisbane Road. That's right, Leyton Orient taking on Moneybags FC. Birmingham, who's spending a redonkulous kind of cash here in League One, and they need to get some more impressive results. They've been a little bit stop-start at the moment, haven't they, Birmingham City, but they're taking on Leyton Orient at Brisbane Road with Richie Wellens at the helm for the Orient up against Chris Davis, Birmingham City. Again, unfamiliar foes according to my data. Leyton Orient back-to-back defeats though in the league. 50% form for them over the last 6. Birmingham, 92% form for them right now. Have started off the season okay, 4 points out of a possible 6, but back-to-back wins, beating Charlton 1-0 in the Cup, and then, of course, a big 3-2 win over Wycombe to send them in and around the playoffs. Well, they're 7th place right now against the Orient's 20th. Not the great start for them heading into this one, of course, who did lose to Bolton, did lose to Charlton in what has been a sticky start to the season for them at the moment. Well, the bookies, though, they do go in favour of Birmingham. 20-19 on for the victory. 11-4 is your Orient. 5-2 is, of course, the draw here. I think there's only one winner here, realistically. I don't think it's going to be as impressive as they want. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Birmingham City to get themselves another 3 points and maybe breaking into the playoffs and beyond. Let's, of course, go to Sincil Bank now. Lincoln City. They're going to be taking on Mansfield Town. That's right, coming at you over in Lincoln. These two sides are familiar foes, again, having played 24 times since 2003. They've got 7 wins for Lincoln, 8 wins for the visitors. That's Mansfield, 9 draws between the two sides. Lincoln on back-to-back defeats for them, 58% form for them at the moment. Not great. Meanwhile, Mansfield Town without a win in 2 as well. We are including the Cup in all of this. Lincoln did last play these two sides. It was back in October 2020 in the EFL Trophy. It was at Mansfield and Lincoln picked up a win. The last time they played at Lincoln, it was a 1-1 draw back in November. November 2018, it was a 1-1 draw in League 2. Last time, actually, the home side has not won this game since Mansfield beat Lincoln at Mansfield back in December 2012. So this has got a lot of draws, like I said, but a lot of away wins as well. So it's not necessarily the best home venue for either of these two sides. Lincoln coming into on the back of that 2-1 loss to Barnsley. Mansfield with that 3-3 thriller against Burton. But the bookies, 29-20 is your Lincoln, 12-5 is a draw, 9-5 is your away win. I am backing, I think I'm backing Lincoln here just to get over the line with a 1-0 win. Not impressive. Breaking that taboo of those recent draws and away wins. So I'm going to back Lincoln on this one. But what about Wigan Athletic? They are hosting Crawley all the way up at the Brick Community Stadium, aka the DW, as of course Wigan try to get their season up and running. Can they get it right this time against a Crawley Town who've been pretty spectacular so far, top of the table, and of course started the season with 3 wins on the bounce. That's right, Wigan looking grim under Maloney, 5 defeats on the spin, including pre-season, 8% form for them right now, up against Crawley's unbeaten 5-piece. Again, stretching back into preseason. They've only played once since 2017. It was a win for Wigan. It was in the FA Cup back in November 2017. 2-1 win it was in the first round back then. But Wigan so far, back-to-back goalless affairs in the league. They did lose to Barnsley on pens, but it's not been a great start for Maloney, and they need that result and fast. Meanwhile, Crawley with a 2-1 win over Blackpool on opening day. They follow that up with a 4-2 win against Swindon and a 1-0 win over Cambridge to give themselves a great start so far to life in League One. So much so, Scott Lindsay's stock is sky high and linked with a job already in the Championship. The bookies, though, for this one over at Wigan, you got 5-4 on for Wigan, 11-4 is the draw, 31-10 is your away win. I am backing Wigan to bounce back and get their first win on the docket against the Crawley side, who are right now, I'd say, punching above their weight, but right now they have not looked out of place in this division. Let's go over the wheels. That's right. Deadpool FC. I've just watched it. Just watched the Deadpool the movie, and it's pretty good. I'll give them that. I'll give them all of that. But it is Wrexham. It is, of course, Reading, and it is at the Racecourse Stadium. That's right. Now, these two sides have never played each other, according to my eyes. Wrexham under Phil Parkinson, 58% form for them right now. Back-to-back games without a win. Let me put that in there. They did lose to Sheffield United in the Cup. They could only draw against Bolton this past weekend. Reading on the flip side, kind of reverse fortunes really. Started off with a draw in the league, picked up a win against Wigan this past week to have life okay so far for Reading, who really haven't really done anything in transfers to strengthen their team. It's a lot of young players coming through, they're depending on their academy. But right now, they sit pretty in 5th place at the moment. The bookies are going to find it quite difficult to separate the two sides. They are actually giving Wrexham the favour here. 21-20 for the victory, 12-5 is your Reading, 5-2 is the draw here. I think I've gone big. I don't know what I've done here. I've gone big with Wrexham, 3-0 win. I don't know why. I think that might be a typo. But I'm going to back it. Got to stick with it. We pressed record. We're going to stick with it. 3-0 win. Wrexham to take it. I don't know what I'm thinking. And then finally, we're of course going to go to Adams Park. That's right, Wycombe taking on Rotherham, of course, who've just not been good so far under Steve Evans, and he might be the coach under most pressure at the moment to do very, very well. As we head over to Wycombe, that's right, can Wycombe bounce back from their wobbly start to the season so far? We'll see right here, right now, as we jump into it. Wycombe under Matt Bloomfield, of course, coming into this on 42% form for them at the moment. Just one win in the last four. Rotherham, 42% form for them right now. They have kind of turned a corner, but only 1 point so far this season at 2 games. They have played 13 times, these two sides, since 2008. 6 wins for Wycombe, 1 win for Rotherham, 6 draws between the two sides. Most recently, though, in fact, it's been pretty grim for the home side. Whoever's been at home hasn't scored a goal in the last 5 occasions. You've got to go back to 2013 since the last time the home side even scored a goal in a 2-2 draw between Wycombe and Rotherham. So not great. In fact, they exchanged 0-0 draws the last time these two sides were in the same league. That was back in 2021-2022 season, of course, when they're both in League One. So not many goals here between these two sides. Wycombe, though, do come into this 30-10 for the victory. 2-1 is your Rotherham. 12-5 is the draw. Rotherham look wobbly. I'm concerned about them at the moment. I don't think they're going to get much out of this game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw here, which probably would favour Wycombe to continue their thing, and Rotherham just continue to stutter under Steve Evans. That's right. So that completes my pickaroos here, guys. We've got the perfect patch here. Hopefully that does it well for me to top the league next time around, of course. And if you want to get involved with the league, it's completely free. Get involved, get invested. Cutley4Trust League One. The link should be in the description. But that, my friends, is pretty much what I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the old like, smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop for League One is right here, guys and girls. Of course, get involved with the channel, get invested. Until then, though, I'll see you soon for the next one. We are donezoed.